Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about uh, boat insurance and managing your risk on the Great Lakes. But before we talk about insurance, let's talk about mitigating the biggest risk. I've been a rescue diver for 25 years with the local sheriff department, and our now retired chief, who has done that for about 50 years, had a famous saying, and that is, we have yet to search for a drowning victim wearing a life jacket. So the biggest thing you can do to mitigate your risk while on the Great Lakes or any other body of water is to wear your life jacket. And with that, let's get into the boat insurance end. Let's see how we can mitigate risk with boat insurance. So you just dropped 40,000, maybe $100,000 on a shiny new boat. You've got your safety gear, charts, Great Lakes charts. But here's the thing, most boat owners could learn the hard way. Your standard homeowner's policy that maybe says it covers a boat does not really cover a boat the way you need it covered. Not in Michigan. Not when a nor'easter rolls in and you're anchored off of Mackinac Island. Not if you're anchored at the beach and the storm comes in. So today I'm breaking down exactly what boat insurance looks like for Great Lakes boaters. If you're new here, appreciate your stopping in. If you're a subscriber, then you probably know I am an insurance agent, retired after 30 years, selling property casualty products, including boat insurance. So today we're going to talk about how to protect your boat and how to really enjoy boating on the Great Lakes. Why Great Lakes boating is different. First things first, why do the Great Lakes require special attention when it comes to insurance? Well, number one, the scale. Lake Superior alone is larger than the state of South Carolina. You're not on a pond. If something goes wrong 30 miles offshore, you're in serious trouble. Reason two, the weather. The Great Lakes are notorious for fast-moving storms. Seas can go from flat to 6 feet in under an hour, and they can go over 20 feet. The Edmund Fitzgerald sank in 1975 because conditions caught even experienced professional mariners off guard. Number three, the seasons. You store your boat for 5 or 6 months of winter, so your policy needs to handle that. And number four, border crossings. This is international water. We share the Great Lakes with Canada, and if your policy doesn't cover you in Canadian waters, that's potentially going to be a problem. What is boat insurance and what does it actually cover? All right, there's several types of coverages. Number one is physical damage or hull coverage. So with physical damage, it's just like collision for your car. If you hit another boat physically, run over a log, contact with the bottom, grounding out, reaching the boat, that's what we're talking about with physical damage. Maybe fire, that as well. Could be weather damage, just like a house, storm damage, all that kind of thing. So you have some choices on what type of loss coverage. So agreed value versus actual cash value. Agreed value is a better policy. It means that they will pay what you've originally agreed on when you took the policy out for a total loss. Most policies in the Great Lakes are cash value as a standard option, and sometimes you can upgrade to the agreed value if your boat typically is new enough. It's harder to get agreed value on an older boat, and the Great Lakes are full of old boats because think of it as like a Corvette that doesn't get driven in the winter. These boats they typically don't wear out, they don't corrode, they last for years, they last for many decades. So agreed value may not be an option depending on what your boat actually is. Another factor for why boat insurance is different on the Great Lakes is take a look at the boat hoist in front of you. That is not something you would see on an inland lake or a river. This is a high lift hoist. All the hoists have to be high lift because we could have 6-foot waves rolling underneath them. Most common total loss of a boat in the Port Huron area is probably from storms taking them off a hoist. Your policy better cover that if you're in this area and keeping your boat on the hoist. All right. Next coverage option, liability coverage. This covers injuries or property damage to others. If you hit another vessel or if a swimmer is injured by your boat, liability pays. If you don't have liability, you're going to pay that lawsuit out of your pocket. On busy summer lakes like Lake Erie and Lake Huron, this is non-negotiable. If you can afford a boat, you need liability coverage. $300,000 is a common minimum. I've seen policies as low as $100,000 or $50,000, but go for $500,000. It is typically only $5 more per year than the $300,000, and it is well worth the difference because we're talking about your financial security. All right, medical payments. This is a smaller piece of the policy, but it's important. It covers medical costs for people on your boat, regardless of fault, separate from liability, and it's usually very affordable to bump up. It might be $1,000 coverage typically, and you can go $3,000 or $5,000 for almost no difference. Another important coverage is uninsured boater coverage. This is huge and often overlooked. In Michigan, boat insurance is not required, and without the boating insurance mandate, there's many uninsured boaters out there. So what if one of those guys runs into you or your vessel, injures you or the other occupants of your vessel? You're going to want some type of coverage for that, and that is what uninsured boater coverage would give you. And the other coverage we want to talk about is towing and on-water assistance. You typically can add that to our standard boat policy in the Great Lakes. You could also buy a membership or policy through Boat US or Sea-Tow. Those are membership organizations, and they work pretty well. A disabled vessel on Lake Huron could cost you $2,000 to $5,000 to get towed back to port if you're out there far enough. Either way, don't miss out on this coverage. And it's also important to know some of these coverages also cover the boat while it's on a trailer. So if you have flat tires or a mechanical breakdown with the trailer, you may have coverage, particularly on a boat policy with this rider. All right, let's talk about Great Lakes specific riders and other considerations for the Great Lakes. Navigational territory. Every policy has a navigational territory. Basically, it just tells you where you're covered and where you're not. Most policies have a limit to how far offshore you can go in the ocean. In the Great Lakes, typically we don't see that limit, but you have to be certain because Lake Huron is 270 miles end to end. You can be many, many miles offshore out in the middle. Canadian waters. Does your policy cover you outside of the U.S.? Most Great Lakes policies do, but you have to be aware of that. If you're boating around Port Huron, you're almost certainly going to be in the St. Clair River and crossing into Canadian waters as you come up into Lake Huron. With most U.S.-based policies, you can add this coverage or it's standard, but make sure you have it. How about winter layup? You're going to store your boat in Michigan or on the Great Lakes probably from November through April. You don't need full on-water coverage, but you also can't take collision off like a car that's in storage because there is no comp collision delineation. It's really just physical damage coverage. liability doesn't cost enough to worry about taking off. So what you got to make sure of that it does cover fire, theft, vandalism, and other things that could happen while in winter storage, like what happens if the boat lift bring it away breaks. Uh, that type of thing is very important. And then there's also freeze damage. So many policies will cover your costs if you winterize the boat properly or pay somebody to winterize the boat and it still freezes. Generally, not all, but generally it can be covered. If you just fail to remember to winterize the boat, that's on you. Or if you did it incorrectly without any attempt to learn how to do it, that's going to be on you too. But if it's done properly and something is missed, typically it can be covered. But ask your agent about this, because some policies exclude freezing, other policies do not. And again, it's just something you really want to know. How about dock damage liability? If your boat breaks loose in a storm and damages the dock or a neighboring dock or your buddy's boats that are moored near yours, it's important to know that your liability coverage will cover that. Along the shores of Lake Huron, you can imagine if one of these boats comes out of a hoist, it'll roll down the shoreline and most likely take out multiple other hoists if they're nearby. So you want to make sure that is covered as well. So how much does boat insurance cost? Well, for a typical Great Lakes recreational boat policy, say for a 25-footer, 30-footer, maybe up to around 50,000 value, you're probably looking at $600 to $1,200 a year, depending on options, deductibles, all that kind of thing. For a solid agreed value policy with a low deductible, you might be paying more than that. So there's factors that might impact that as well. Some companies will consider your boating experience. They will consider if you've taken a safe boating course. Where is the boat stored? What's your claims history? Probably most importantly, what's your driving record? Your automobile driving record plays a huge role in this. What's the size and horsepower of the boat? A high performance boat is much more expensive to insure than a family cruiser. And some companies won't even insure a higher performance boat. And do you have live aboard arrangements, or is it just a recreational policy? These are all things that you want to make sure of when you buy a policy, and do it through an agent. Don't try to do it online. There's too many variables, especially the Great Lakes. You want to make sure you talk to a licensed agent that knows what he's talking about and has some experience. Taking a U.S. Power Squadron or boat U.S. Foundation safety course, it could save you 10% or so, maybe 20% in the right circumstances, especially if you're a senior. So what to ask when you're shopping for boat insurance? Well, when calling an agent or comparing quotes, here's 5 important questions you might want to ask. Does the policy cover all 5 Great Lakes and connecting waterways, including Canadian waters? Number 2, is this agreed value or actual cash value? Number 3, what is explicitly covered and excluded during the winter layup storage? Is freeze damage coverage? If I can demonstrate I properly winterized it, hopefully, that's number 4. And number 5, what is the towing and on-water assistance limit, and how does the emergency dispatch work? Some companies, you call the company and they find someone for you, like Boat US, and other times it's just a reimbursement factor where you have to find somebody and save the receipt. So write these questions down that I just gave you. Any agent that can't answer these or doesn't find a way to easily get the answers and get back to you is probably not the best agent for a Great Lakes boat. The Great Lakes are some of the most incredible places in the world to go boating, but they demand respect, and so does protecting the investment you made to get out there. Don't let a policy with the wrong navigational territory or a missing freeze damage clause turn a bad day on the water into a financial disaster. These are all important factors if you're just purchasing boat insurance. Make sure you wrote those 5 questions down. And if you found this helpful, entertaining, or interesting, please hit subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I cover everything from trip planning to seamanship to gear for the Great Lakes boating. And I grew up on these Great Lakes, so take a few minutes, take a look at the playlist, and see what Adventures with a Retired Guy can do to help you enjoy your retirement. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That really helps me out with YouTube. And drop a comment down below. I cover all sorts of outdoor adventure fun things to do. I retired a couple of years ago, and I enjoy showing others how much fun they can have in their retirement or in their adult life of free time. So enjoy your day. Leave a comment. I read every one, and I'll see you on the water. And we hope that one day you too will enjoy boating on the Great Lakes.